What's up guys, Akariss here, bringing you another Fire Emblem Heroes video. Today's video, well, yeah, gonna be that guy. But I'm also gonna cover Green Axe Cavalry in general for this video, and look at the Springy Axe inheritable fodder that we have obtained from Saleh. Saleh? I don't know. Whatever. With that being said, enjoy the video, folks.
Let the lesson begin.
Alright guys, so here is a full list of the Green Axe Cavalry that are in the game so far. This list is credited to Linus for his database. Link for that will be in the description below. Thank you to him for making such a great database and being able to sort things like this. So yeah, we don't actually have that many Green Axe Cavalry in the game, believe it or not. It's like basically, if it's not like Blue Lance Flyer, right, or Red Sword Infantry, there's actually not that many. But there's nothing specifically unique about Saleh. Saleh is technically like the highest res, fastest Green Axe Cav-ish. Like he has less res than Titania, but he's a bit faster and has a usable attack stat. So he's kind of in between that, but he's likely doomed to almost never have a preference weapon. And there's just really nothing unique about him. When we just recently had male Chris, also Green Axe Cav, with a fairly similar stat spread with more defense as opposed to res, and before that, or near that, Lex with his amazing preference weapon. So that and all the other Green Axe Cavs who have something going for them in one way or another, I can't really recommend building Saleh at all. Like, basically, if he's your favorite, that should be the reason you build him. Otherwise, there's nothing specifically unique about doing so, especially for a 2700 or potentially 2200 grail cost. That's not going to be worth it, folks. But yeah, let's talk about him briefly, and then we'll definitely cover the weapon and all that, and maybe we'll get something going here. So Saleh's stat spread is he's a fast attacker with a decent res stat. He's basically right below Titania in the res stat. This was kind of expected, I suppose. Much more usable, at least offensively, compared to Titania, but Titania is supportive in nature because of her weapon, and there's other good candidates for this anyways, like fast attack and speed and such. The interesting thing here to talk about is the weapon, which basically has a really easy condition to meet as long as your opponent or foe is above 75% HP. Generally in the first engagement that's the case. Grants extra attack and speed, and neutralizes penalties on the user of the Springy Axe. So that's okay, it's pretty good, I guess. I mean, we have other good axe candidates for inheritables too now. We have like Pledging Axe, Deck Swabber, Huge Fan. There's actually a pretty good amount of decent options, including Slaying Axe, which you can still pretty much use successfully for more consistent specials. I can't necessarily say that Springy Axe goes on anyone for sure, and it's better, but it's a decent inheritable thing to have. That's about it on that. Saleh himself comes with reciprocal aid, HP res, and rouse attack res. Again, not really any, basically the axe is what you're gonna inherit here. Not really more to say to it. His stats at +10 with his super boon in defense looks like this, which again is pretty generalist, I guess. He's got the the new age BST going for him, and that's okay, I suppose. But I can't see him going anywhere. Maybe you can use him in like air offense and a Gale Force strategy. I guess he has the stats for that, or maybe on defense. But I can't see him really outperforming somebody like Frederick or Walhart on defense as opposed to him, or even Harmonious Veronica Xander. Like, even as a +1 or a one-off, those are gonna definitely outperform what Saleh can do. And we've already had male Chris as an option, so again, that res stat isn't all too great. There's nothing really going for him. What is interesting to talk about though is definitely the other Green Axe Cav options, and maybe by looking at Saleh you can get yourself an idea of other good axe calves and how they might be usable in whatever content you want. So recently released, and I didn't really talk about it, is Lex, and this is definitely a place to talk about him. So Lex has a brave dual phase weapon that, of course, that weapon comes with the condition of lowering his speed and res, but considering there's not that many users of dual phase brave weapons, there's only a handful of them, he actually does stand out quite a bit. and he does have potentially good support options. For example, if you use him on light season with like Freya, yeah, Freya could run Ward Cavalry and support him in a way, or you can run him with Matilda, and both of those are decent options to really pump him up in the stats that you want to pump him up, let's say res or more attack or whatever. So he actually is pretty nice. It doesn't have to be like Vantage. If you want to make him more tank, you could run something like low attack defense. That's also an option. The Vantage is pretty good because, you know, like his biggest threat is basically Legendary Lilina. He doesn't want to face that, but he does pretty well against everything else that you might commonly see on defense. You could run even Mystic Boost here and then make healers do significantly less damage and not really worry about the whole dazzling effect. So there's some flexibility in this, but this guy is a decent carry option if you wanted a green Axe Cav with a very nice weapon that, you know, years down the road could get refined. Yes, many years down the road, but it could get refined, and I would more opt for someone like this as a carry than any of the other green Axe Cavs we recently had, or even exist for the most part. But of course, that's not all we can mention. Here is Walmart, and Walmart is actually due for a refine fairly soon-ish. So that Wolfberg can definitely see an upgrade soon, and I could expect it to be pretty decent. Now, he is, I feel, pretty good on defense because of Wolfberg and like a rally trap. You can potentially gain a lot of punch like that. This is a similar concept to what Frederick might do with his slaying hammer preference weapon in Deathblow. So, you know, interchange if you want like a green axe cav on defense. Honestly, Lex, Walmart, and Frederick are all pretty good options on defense if you need that sort of role fulfilled. But yeah, that's really all I can really say about that. And finally, well, not the only thing, but Titania here is a cool support option as well. What I really like about Titania and technically Seth is that they are like 1 unit full buff bots. 1 unit full buff bots, and potentially being able to support another Cav carry with Ward Cav. Funny enough, you can probably combine this with someone like Lex or Freya as a carry option. Shove, give that link skill, the Ward Cav active, and you have 1 unit buffing 4. Now, tactics does mean you need only a maximum of 2 of a movement type active, but generally speaking, I do think that this is a decent option to consider, and again, it does something unique that should age just fine. Like, compared to what Saleh brings to the table, which is near nothing, this is still usable in this day and age, despite her stat spread maybe not being so desirable. Okay, and the last thing, a good candidate for Springy Axe, because, you know, where exactly would you use that? I feel like the super boon on Caellach, and I've mentioned Caellach a few times already. If you needed a good arena unit, Caellach will eventually get his rerun soonish, and Springy Axe on him will make him fairly usable on water season, I feel. Like, if there's a best candidate for this weapon, I'm gonna probably say it has to be Caellach in arena in water season with a speed super boon. He doesn't get any penalties to his speed. If you have chill speed support on the team, he actually can compete with stuff like Crom Speedsters, Legendary Crom Speed, or Legendary Dimitri, yes. So that is kind of impressive if you ask me. It's kind of like the Ninja Hannah kind of deal here, but Ninja Hannah maybe wants something like Deck Swabber instead, while he can definitely use something like Springy Axe, and you maybe want to rely on maybe Panic support or something like that. This is the guy, probably soon enough will be 1350 Grails, which is a steal if you ask me. And yeah, I'd say this is one of the best candidates for this axe if you wanted to give it to someone who can carry. Now, Hannah herself can technically use it well, but she would be lacking probably in the defense and res stat a little bit because of, you know, not having Deck Swabber to reduce attack of enemies. That's about it, folks. I hope you enjoyed or took something out of this video. As always, let me know in the comments below what you think of Saleh or Springy Axe, if that's definitely what it's to cover. Maybe some of the other green axe calves you already have invested into or considering. And yeah, please continue to let me know, in the comments below your feedback on these videos, the intro, outro, all that stuff. I read it and try to keep improving my videos day after day. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe. Peace out, folks. Much love. Peace.
It's over.